Hello everybody, in today's video I'm talking about how last week's solar eclipse, actually just a few days ago, it occurred on Monday, how that solar eclipse has impacted some people's mood. Did it cause terrible mood swings? I know it certainly did for me, so I'm curious if anybody else has had terrible mood swings this week, and I am going to share my story and a couple of my friends' story to see if we had crazy solar post-eclipse mood swings. So I want to start out by saying the last 2 or 3 weeks have actually been a little bit crazy for me when it comes to my business. Now, I am a real estate agent. I am self-employed. I only get paid if I close a deal. Now, that comes with the ups and downs. It happens that you can be on a roll and sell several houses, and then you can go on a stretch where you sell nothing. As of the beginning, or actually mid-March, I had 2 deals in escrow. One of them canceled, and the other one is at risk of being canceled. And it also seems like I have been working my butt off for the last few weeks. I'm showing lots of houses, but all of them seem to have problems, and nobody is able to make an offer because they have issues. And of course, I am not going to coerce people to make offers on properties that don't work for them. So I'm a little bit tense because of the business acting a little bit strange the last couple of weeks. So that's probably already having me a little bit tense. So getting close to the time of the eclipse, originally I was going to take a trip with my family. My ex-husband was going with my daughter and son, my grown children, to Texas to see the eclipse in its full totality. I was going to go with them, but what had happened is a few days before the trip, my mother had gone into the hospital. Now, my mother is very frail and weak. She's in the advanced stages of dementia, and I thought there was a risk that she was going to have a complication, and I better stay close. The other thing that happened is I had scheduled showings to show some houses in Prescott area, and because I need to make a deal, I'm like, I need to go show these houses. Well, it turned out as soon as my family left, my mom was released to the hospital and sent home, and also we did the showings, and they weren't good houses. They had structural problems, and we didn't make an offer, so I felt like, boo-hoo, I stayed home for nothing, and my family's all having fun. So that kind of started the weekend, and then on Monday, what happened is I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. Now, this is a problem that I have been having the last few years, where I get insomnia and I will wake up consistently anywhere between 1:30 and 3:30 in the morning, and if I'm lucky I will fall back to sleep, but if I'm not lucky I will wake up and I will stay awake, toss and turn for the rest of the day, and only get 3-4 hours of sleep that night, which is what happened on Monday morning, which was the day of the eclipse. So Monday morning rolls around, I finally get out of bed at 6, figuring I'm not going to fall back to sleep, and already I'm really irritated. Now, I don't know why I'm irritated, I just wake up feeling irritated, and immediately something happens that ticks me off so bad. I'm like so furiously angry, and I am mad, and I start texting nasty texts to my ex-husband, why did you do this, blah, 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 blah. Why did you go to the eclipse and not leave me any glasses so that I can't see it myself? Like, you were here, why didn't you leave any glasses? And then I noticed my son had swapped cars, so he left his Jeep with me and they took the bigger vehicle because it's better for traveling. I noticed that the back tires of his truck were bald, and I'm like, why did you let our boys' tires get bald? I'm gonna have to go get new tires. And so again, I was a total witchy poo, nasty sending texts, and I'm so embarrassed that I did that. I don't know what overcame me, what made me so mad. So I'm furiously mad. I want to go see the eclipse, but I look up for a second, which I know you're not supposed to do, but I'm just glancing to see if it's shadowy, and it's like, I burn my retinas, and then I don't have the eclipse glasses, so I don't get to see the eclipse here at home in Sedona. Then I make an appointment to take my son's Jeep in to get new tires, and I'm driving, and I am in the roundabout, and somebody cuts me off in the roundabout. The person in the roundabout has a right of way. You don't cut them off. And I'm so furious over this that I'm like on the horn, the whole time on the horn, all day. Everything is setting me furious. I am losing my temper like every 15 minutes. I'm starting to actually feel like I'm having a heart attack. Like my chest is all tight and I'm all mad and I'm yelling at people. I'm at risk of getting myself beat up because I'm like a fury all day. I come home, I'm still mad late in the evening. In fact, when it's time to go to bed, I'm so mad still. by the end of the day that I almost can't fall asleep. Now the next day comes and it's Tuesday. Now Tuesday you think, oh, I'd be recovered, but now Tuesday was also weird. Tuesday I wake up and I'm really sad and depressed. I'm like so sad and depressed that I'm having crying bouts all day. First thing that happens is I'm embarrassed that I was such a witch to my ex, thinking they're all mad at me, never talking to me again. I'm all mad at that. I'm all mad at all of the last 15, 30 houses I've shown have been duds, so I'm not making any new deals. It's also, next month will be the 20th anniversary of my father's passing, and so I'm feeling very melancholy. Actually, he wasn't much older than I am when he passed. He died young and unexpected, and often this time of year I get this melancholy feeling. Then I decide, oh, I'm just gonna put on some old Elvis albums like I used to listen to with Dad when I was a kid, and that's all making me cry. So like all day now on Tuesday, I am super depressed, like I haven't been in a decade depressed, and I'm thinking blah, 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 all day Tuesday. So Wednesday I wake up, starting to feel a teeny bit better, still depressed, thinking I should go out and meet one of my friends for lunch or do something fun to get me out of this funk. But yet I am still really down. I don't want any of my friends to get near me and have my super sad, weirdo, psycho energy pull them down. It's like I'm having a massive PMS episode, but I had a hysterectomy 8 years ago. So I haven't had PMS in 8 years. Why is this happening? So I'm like, I'm just going to stay home because I don't want to make everybody else sad, or I don't want to risk blowing up again like I did on Monday. And so I'm all hunkered down, planning to just stay home, when my friend texts me and she's like, hey, I'm making lunch, I have extra, do you want to come over? And I'm like, yes, get me out of the house. So I'm going over to my friend's house and we're hanging out, and I'm telling her, you wouldn't believe the mood swing I had on Monday. And she's like, yeah, what happened? And I'm telling her how furious I was and how I'm texting obscenities to my ex-husband, and I'm screaming at everybody, and I'm getting in a fight on the roundabout and all this stuff. And she's like laughing, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I had the same day on Monday. I'm mad at everybody. I'm in a fight with so-and-so, and I'm trying not to yell at people. And then I said, yeah, it's so weird. It's like PMS. And then Tuesday, I'm going on how I was super sad on Tuesday, crying and everything. She's like, oh my goodness, it happened to me too. So she again is having the same weirdo mood swing cycles that I had. And then when I got home later in the day, I call another one of my girlfriends, and we're going on about what was going on. And she, third person now, having the same thing, like PMS style mood swings, and we're all postmenopausal, so what the heck is going on? So I'm starting to think, well, maybe, because I do like to follow astrology, it's fun. Thinking, well, maybe it's because Mercury is in retrograde, and then Mercury had been in shadow. Maybe that's why all my deals got canceled. And of course, when your deals are canceled and you're working and not getting paid, it makes you irritable. Maybe it's that. The other thing is I live in Sedona. I actually live within sight of Bell Rock. Bell Rock being a vortex, being in the land of the vortex. Sometimes the vortex energy will exacerbate the feelings that you already have. So it's not like it will make you happy or mad or sad if you're in the vortex, but if you're already a bit irritated or already a bit sad, sometimes the vortex energy will make it worse. Now, again, this is all crazy theory stuff, but I do love crazy theories. I love to watch astrology and talk about the vortexes and stuff, so maybe there is something to that. Maybe there was a super crazy energy that goes along with eclipses. I know that all the astrologists are talking about be careful of the eclipse energy, and so maybe there's something to it. So I'm just curious if any of you had a crazy post-menopausal type PMS eclipse mood swings this week, because I know I did, I know all my girlfriends did, and I don't know if any of the men did, if this is just a women thing or what's going on. So curious if you have any stories, please share it with me in the comments, because I love to know what's going on. Am I just going crazy? Is it a postmenopausal thing? Is it the eclipse energy? Is it Mercury in retrograde? Is it just me living in the vortex, or have I lost my mind since I turned 60 years old? I'd love to know what you think. My name is Dawn Dickinson, and the channel is about living your best life over 55. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you found any of this amusing or insightful, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing, because I post videos like this every single week.